some outdoors. I've taken you today to probably my favourite place in the whole of South Wales, Cwm Pucca. Cwm translates from my native tongue Welsh was valley, and Pucca was an ancient spirit or fairy from this area known as the Silurian valleys. There's all the different type of stories about Pucca, so maybe take your own research and then you'll have your own thoughts on who and what Pucca was. But this valley is an absolutely beautiful place, and I've taken to a place called Shakespeare's Cave. It was well known that Shakespeare was visiting the South Wales valleys, and it's said that he came here to the specific cave, Shakespeare's Cave, and it gave him the inspiration to write A Midsummer's Night's Dream. And if you look at the actual shape of the front of the cave, you can see the castle turrets, and I think that's what gave him the inspiration to write it. We've got a couple of things to do today. I'm going to take part in the Stick Stove Challenge, which was recommended, and shout out to Jamie from Lower Michelin Hiking and Camping Adventures. So I'm going to keep to my word. I'm going to do the Stick Stove Challenge. Super easy challenge, anybody can take part of it. So we'll have a look at that later. I'm going to cook a curry in the cave, so I don't know how that's going to go. But I've also got to do a review on a head torch that was sent out to me by Gav from Sunblazer. It's just an amazing little head torch. It weighs 45 grams. It's unbelievable for running, cycling, walking, just a whole array of outdoor activities. Less of the talking, let's get in it. So quite a lot of low crawling here to start, but it does open up a bit as you come through here. Got a waterfall. Right guys, as we come into this cave, right in the entrance is actually quite a beautiful creature if you like them, and if not, absolutely disgusting. But there's a type of spider that's specific to caves. They also live in outbuildings, but there's they're actually all breathers, and here you can see their nesting, the actual specimen. Let's get a little bit of a zoom in on him. Well, it doesn't want to zoom, but there's two types of these spiders. There's Metamonadi and Metamonandi, one or the other, but they're actual beautiful creatures. Let's get further into. You can see here the floor is actually calcited from the mineralisation from the water, which is pretty. And the cave opens up into quite a big passage where there's evidence of quarrying in the past. The water is actually issuing from what we call a rift in the right hand side wall, and I'll give a little scale of sight. About 80 to 100 metres of this sort of passage is the first construction in this cave, known as the first start, and the water's actually freezing. But there's nothing to get you hungry than cold water. There's nothing better to get you hungry than having a dip in cold water. So one strip, let's just get in there and see if I get scared enough. A little wetsuit and a pair of stupid shoes. I've got my helmet, and that's amazing. Hashtag safe. If you're claustrophobic, look away now. I have no idea what you can see on this camera, so just bear with me. I don't know if you've got condensation on the screen or not. More interested about my footing right now. So there's a series of ducts in this cave. It's about 300 metres long. And the water issues from another cave called Nestle Quarry Pot way up on the mountain. And it's really a wetsuit job because it's absolutely freezing. But for the sake of the camera and you lot, I thought I'd take you in here today. You can see all on the wall here is the scalloping. And this is actually from the water over the years, the ripples in the water and the current actually carving this out. So it's really quite beautiful. We pop the little screen in a minute so it doesn't get ripped off. Right, I'm going to take you back when I get it. Check out all the whiteness and the beautiful glistening roof in here. Stunning place. But through here is the first. So we have the first duck, and I'm going to rip my t-shirt off because I want something warm when I get it back out. I have all day. I had this really, what I thought was a good idea about coming in to this cave and having a swim, or just a dip in here. So you've got. But now I'm in here, it's one of the worst ideas I've ever had. This water stays about 8 to 10 degrees, and the way on through the cave is through here. So, nice down here. That's pretty close. Right, that's me done. Let's go cook a curry because I need something to warm me up, right? Woo! I've had some dull ideas when I was up there. Woo, let's get a curry on the go! Oh. Right. Knock that off. Oh, so I've had a reconsideration about cooking the curry in there. Basically, I spotted a bat roosting. I'm not going to film that because that's illegal. And with the other cave spiders and the cave moths blowing smoke into there. It's just a conservationist in me. We're going to have it right where here. It's a lovely little spot. So I'm going to go and collect a load of tinders. We're going to get the bushbox LF up on the go and get a curry on because I am now officially starving. This is my stick stove of choice. It is the Bushbox LF, made in Germany. This is a stainless steel folding twig stove. See, the bottom folds in, like so. That one folds in, and then these go on the top, like so, which secures the whole thing. And I've made a stainless steel grill to sit on the top for when I'm cooking sort of like sausages and steaks. I'm actually getting dripped on. I don't know if you can see it above, but the entrance to the cave is just coming down the front of the limestone. Anyway, I've got 3 different thicknesses of birch here, and I'm going to start it with birch bark and a ferro rod if I've bought it in my tinder pouch, because I know that I took. That's nice, but I don't know if I'm going to strike it. I should have. I know I've got my little birch bark bag there, so we're going to do it quite naturally. So I've decided to use the sort of bradle, I guess. I think this goes up some sort of disgorger. This is actually the Fisherman Victorinox, so this might be a bit difficult, but I know I can get a spark off it. There's a bit of factwood here that I collected in one of my previous videos, so go back and check that out on my channel. This birch bark I also collected from a local tree. I'm just gonna it's gonna be difficult here because here we go, bang that straight in there, whoop, and get a fatwood on top. I just really, when it's like this, just get it in there. Don't be too shy, especially with a fat wood and our birch bark. You normally just gets it all going. I'm going to take one of these off for now. You can see the smoke off that already. I mean, it would have been a bit selfish to flush all those spiders out, even if I don't like them personally. They are actually venomous, that type of spider, and I might have cavers screaming at the TV. I think the two species are Metamonadi and Metamonandi, so you'll have to look that up anyway. They're just both as ugly as each other, but yeah, strangely enough, quite a beautiful creature. Let's bring that back when it's roaring. So here are the rules to the stick stove challenge. You've got to go out, it's got to be on a stick stove, and you've got to use natural, I'm adding this into the rules, you've got to use natural tinders. So the people that I shout out, Rob Hudson, Sylvia Bushcraft, I want to see you do this. Whether it goes on YouTube or not is your own opinion, you know, it's your own choice. Boys in the Wood, I haven't shouted you out before, so I want to see you do this in your next video as well. Just incorporate it into another video. It doesn't have to be specifically about the stick stove challenge, but it's got to be outside. You've got to do it outside, and you've got to have a beverage of your choice, or one of your favourite beverages. Now, that is where I have royally, because I haven't brought my billy can to cut the curry in. So this is actually my drinks cup. So I'm going to have to cut the curry in this, then sweat it out, and then have a cuppa, which is going to be one of these all cafe double chalk mocha, introduced by Rob Hudson, Sylvia Bushcraft. Changed my life, bro. These are legendary. Anyway, here I've got an array of ingredients. From the left hand side, marinated chicken. Below that is a sliced green chilli. Top middle, mushrooms. Top middle, red peppers, red onion, carrots and potato. And then in there is just an array of a whole selection of curry powder, salt and pepper. There's even a ghost chilli in there that you might see on my previous videos. But let's just get this on here for now. I'm going to bang that on there. I'm going to drop the water in this to saute. That saute is in butter, isn't it? But we're just going to poach the onions and peppers, and we're going to chuck it all in. I ain't going to be funny, but I want to cut the onions and the peppers first. It's just something I do. Let's get right then now in with the green chilli. And we're going to chuck the rest in. So there, fry up the mushrooms and that, and the chicken. This has been cooked already. And that is ram, right? Yep. I didn't bring any rice or chips. I really just like a quite a starch curry like that. It's just epic. So what we're going to do then, we're just going to fill that up with water. Try not to get it into the twig stove. And then pop the lid on. Ironically enough, it's going to be butter. Just going to give that a little boil before we add our curry powders. Let's change up the angles. So, whilst the curry's cooking, let's have a little look into the sun blazer. It's really not the best, really nice looking unit, and it's so small. You know, my head actually makes it look smaller than it is because I've got a big old lunk. But it weighs 45 grams. So you can see there's if we can zoom in a bit on this. It's There's one thing on this camera is crap at. So we've got the main bulb here, which is a white Cree LED, and then you've got a red and a green. Now, I actually love a red and a green light. Let's get back into focus. There we go. The first light mode is not that one. That's the first light mode, right? Can't see anything now. That is 2 lumens, and it's got a burn time of 300 hours. It's just ridiculous. This is the generation 2 of the Sunblaze head torches. So that was the first one, and if you press it twice, that's the second mode, and I think this is 80 lumens. You'll have to check up on Amazon or eBay where these are sold, because I can't really remember off the top of my head, but I'm sure that at 80 lumens has a 50-hour burn time. So the third, 2 lumens, 80 lumens, and this is, I'm sure, 220 lumens, and that's got a burn time of 5 hours, and as you can see, it is an absolute beast. I've been testing this now for about I want to say 3 to 4 weeks, about a month. I've had it out in all weathers, in frosts, in rain, in sun, and everything. I've been running with it, I've been in caves with it. It's IP65 waterproof, so it's waterproof to, I think IP6, I don't know what the dust rating is. It's waterproof to pretty much all adverse weathers. I actually dropped this the other day in water and it went down a meter for about 5 seconds, and there's nothing wrong with it at all. So we've got a little mini USB charger at the bottom. Sorry about the hood, guys, I'm quite cold after that. We've got 2 buttons. So the secondary light, that is green low. That's green high. That's actually super bright, guys. It's you've got to give it justice. It's daylight out here, so you know it's not doing this any justice. And then red, and again, it's one of the brightest red lights I've ever seen on a head torch. And I've been using that red and green light primarily over the rest of the head torch because I just find it quite stealthy when you're out. There's also, you have to remember how to do it. There's actually also other modes on this head torch. So if in any light mode you hold the main power down, it goes to turbo, which is 365 lumens, and that's just ridiculous. So after I think 2 minutes, that will drop down to light, the highest light mode, which is the third setting I showed you, and then after I think 30 minutes that drops down to medium. It's a save battery, but it's also to save the unit from overheating, which I think that's a brilliant idea. You can do strobe as well. I'm trying to work this one out. I know you can do strobe because I've done it. Anyway, there's strobe and SOS on both of the lights. I just can't remember. Well, like I said, I've submersed it. Once again, thanks to Gavin Sunblaze for sending it out to me. When I go to sleep, whether I'm in a shelter or hammock, I always tie my head torch around my wrist. But when you've got my primary head torch, which is the Phoenix, that really is it's quite bulky to put around your wrist. Now these are 2 different head torches, you know. We're talking something that's like £80, bomb proof, and we're talking something that's £35, which has a complete different use. But that is now my secondary head torch, which is kicking my pets or tequila out of the door. That is my new camping head torch. Boom! If you haven't seen this in my previous videos, Light My Fire titanium spoon fork. Legendary piece of kit. actually lost this for months, and then somehow it's just randomly turned up in our cutlery drawer again. I'm sure my wife has been hiding it. Maybe she's been camping on the sneak, who knows? Doubt it. Probably looking after my boy actually, so thanks for letting me go out. So that's been boiling away for a bit now, but the bushbox died down a bit, so it's perfect time now to chuck in some of this curry powder, garam masala, paprika, turmeric, just an all-round brilliant bit of spice. I should do it there, so it go in for a little bit more. That can go back in my bag before it gets wet. And last but not least, tomato puree. Really gives it a nice sort of paella style taste to the curry. So what we're going to do now is just let that cook over, and I'll bring you back when it's time to eat up. We're going to put this into the tub with the hot and spicy marinated chicken, which was pre-cooked. We're going to put that in there, swirl that out, fill it back up with water, and then get a brew on for my double chocolate mocha. It's going better than I thought. God knows what it's going to taste like. Actually, I know it's going to be absolutely delicious. Let's just magic you back. Yeah, so I didn't bring my kidney cut, and that's why I was going to cut the curry in, quickly beating that whilst I'm cooking boiling the water up for the double chocolate mocha. But I forgot that. Also, the plan was to go in there, get down that rift, show you all the scarping, dunk, come straight back out and change. But what I didn't bring was my boxers and my trousers. So I'm stood here in wet shorts. Moral to that story is oh, yeah, that is. Oh well, just leave that boiling in a minute. I love these stick stoves. You really got to keep feeding them. So ever since my buddy showed me this, using these with a Trangia burner, honestly I don't really use it as much as a stick stove anymore. But you know, if you don't want to be taking mess and stuff out, then it really is an absolutely bomb-proof idea, because you don't need to take fuel with you, as long as you've just got a bit of birch bark or some fat wood, just to get, you know, it just takes away the stress of finding that first tinder. But really, you don't even need that. You could just find anything really to start a fire with inside. So they're pretty much, once you've bought it, you don't need to buy this one either. This was it was a present from my wife, but they're around, I think they're around 55 to 60 pounds. You have to look it up, Bushbox LF stainless. But you can buy the Amazon version for about 15 quid, which isn't really far off what this is. It's just the same concept, but this does actually fold down smaller. I love this. Yeah, it's the best stove I've ever had. Here's a little tip to you all at home. If you've got this sort of setup with a cup and lid, as well on the boil, sometimes the boiling water pushes the lid off, so just get yourself a little rock and place it on the top, and then effectively what you've got now is a mini pressure cooker. Right, I know that's well and truly cooked now. We're going to take that off, take the lid off, and get that straight into spit in. You spit with me. Knock a potato and steam my face a bit. What I wasn't taking for then was the plastic tray to melt with the boiling water. But it was a bit watery anyway, never mind. Let's get the cup washed out and then get straight on to boiling some water for our dump. So we cleaned out the cup and it's full of nice clean water. I used spagment wash and washed out the stream, but then I put my fresh water from my beaker, which is from my tap at home, so I know that's clean. And once that's boiled anyway, any germs will be rid of. So yeah, the pot sort of took a kick in and then melted, so we're going to have some plastic infused curry there, which is going to be lovely. I'm just going to get stuck into this now. Cheers guys. Got curry all over my hands here, but this is absolutely delicious. I mean, really, I was going to eat it out of there, but I wanted to boil that water whilst I'm eating my curry. I probably got curry all over my face. I'm starting to regret, seriously regretting forgetting my boxers, because down in this gorge there's just no sunlight in here and it's just cold. So today's been like 18-20 degrees probably, and down here is probably about, do you know what I mean? Right, so that finally gone to boil, and now we're going to go in with the All Cafe frothy and creamy instant sachet 3-in-1. Boiling water, whack that in there like that. Take your rubbish home, don't be a bell end. Give it a good stir. What we have is one absolutely delicious cup of coffee. Check out how creamy and lovely that looks. Right guys, I hope you've enjoyed this lovely place firstly, and I hope you've enjoyed the content that I've brought to this video. It's been good fun. Slightly stupid, but there we are. Thanks to all the subscribers lately and everybody who shared my channel. Thanks for watching this if you're new to the channel, and hopefully you'll press the thumbs up, like button, maybe subscribe yourself if it's something that you'd like to see more of. So any of my subscribers out there, if you'd like to leave any comments or any ideas for a future video, then please do. I'm all open for ideas, and this challenge with the stick stove goes out to everybody. If you want to play, just do that and then write hashtag the stick stove challenge like I've done below. Anyway, enough of me blabbering on. See you all soon. Cheers for watching.